Welcome to the Money Smarts for Kids podcast, where you can learn money skills for life. I'm your host, Gabriel Nagel, with the 2022 Youth Advisory Board. Hannah's out today, but she'll be back in the next episode. Throughout this podcast series, you'll get to learn about exciting topics, from how to start your own small business to investing. This podcast is made by kids for kids. Today, we're going to talk about career planning. Our guest today is Deines. Let's jump right in to talk about what career planning exactly is. Career planning is a process of setting your professional goals and determining the necessary steps and actions to achieve those goals. It involves assessing your interests, skills, and values, researching different career options, and creating a roadmap for your professional journey. Career planning starts usually with a self-assessment, where you can identify your strengths and weaknesses, interests and values, and what you're passionate about. This helps you narrow down your career choices to those that align with your personal and professional goals. Next, you typically begin researching various career options, gathering information about the job market, potential earnings, and required qualifications. This stage often involves networking with professionals in your field of interest, so you can see what exactly it's like to work where you want to. You can attend workshops or seminars and stay up to date on industry trends. Once you have a clear understanding of your career options and what you're interested in, you can set a short-term and long-term goal, devise a plan to achieve those goals, and continuously review and plan as needed. Let's jump into a few examples so you could get a bit of a better understanding of what career planning is.
So, like Gabe said, career planning is the process of setting your professional goals and determining the necessary steps and actions to achieve those goals. For me, this has been not a linear process. I've worked a couple different jobs and I've learned about different areas in different industries, which has helped me kind of decide what I want to be when I grow up. This involves working at summer camps, working at internships, and finally running my own business. It's important to work in different sectors and also have a variety of interests, because if you have the ability to explore different interests and have different experiences, then it will help you know what you're really passionate about and what job you will really enjoy, because you don't always want to do a job based off how much money you can make. It's a lot more fun to be doing a job which you really enjoy and you're truly passionate about. So, for example, I have worked in a couple different jobs that have shaped what I want to do. Now, running my own business, I've learned that it's extremely difficult to do everything on your own. There's a lot that goes into planning for your own business. It's hard to always find materials, and sometimes you just need that support that's not always available when you're a small business owner. So when I was working an internship in a corporate finance area with a big airline, this kind of showed me that I'm truly passionate about finance, and I really like working in that larger corporate setting and working with other people. I love having my own business, but I found that it was really helpful to be able to collaborate with other people that have similar interests to me, and that truly helped me guide what I want to do in the future, which is ultimately a finance space.
So given that you have all of this experience as a camp counselor, a business owner, and even a finance internship, how exactly did you decide that you wanted to do finance? And what are the next steps that you're taking in your future to make that a future career?
Yeah, so I always really enjoyed the number aspect of my business. When I was running my business, I love to look at my available capital. I love to calculate how much money I need to buy certain products and how much money I need to actually make a profit. So that really led me in the direction of pursuing that finance internship. At that finance internship, like I said, I was in a more corporate setting, which really showed me how helpful and useful it is to be around peers that are interested in the same thing as you and that can help you push your goals. Because of that, I decided that to meet what I want to do in the finance industry, I would probably need a college degree. So I'm a junior right now, but after I graduate high school, I plan to attend a 4-year institution where I will hopefully get a finance degree, and that will lead me into my job. However, as I have worked 3 very different types of jobs already as a high schooler, I know how working different jobs can drastically change your view and what your passion may be and what you may be interested in as a career field. So I know now to not always have one set plan. It's always a good idea to keep an open mind. I honestly expect that in the future, I will probably change careers a couple different times.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got your whole life in finance planned out, but what advice do you have for young people listening to this podcast who don't necessarily know what they want to do in their future career? And how could they narrow down their interests to find something that they're passionate about that's also a viable option as a career?
Well, I would say the best way to figure out what you might want to do if you have no idea is just to try new things. Even if, for example, you have no idea what you want to do, if you see a local restaurant opening, or if you have a chance to do an internship, or even if you have a chance to help with a friend's small business or whatever like work could be done around the house, it's really just important to try new things because that's going to help you broaden your perspective. For me, I did not know what I wanted to do when I became a camp counselor in the summer after my freshman year. After working in that type of job, I realized that, okay, I can maybe do more, and that led me to starting my own business and pursuing an internship, but that's just my path. I truly recommend that any of you out there that have no idea what you want to do, really try new things, try as much as you can, and see what you truly enjoy. Don't worry too much about the money, especially at a young age. Really focus on what makes you excited to go to a workplace. What are you passionate about? What can you truly stay engaged in when you're working at a job, and have that narrow down your career options.
That's really great advice, Oliver. I think with a lot of things in life, career planning is about finding a path that you're interested in and kind of continuing that until you find a career in the future that you're really passionate about, that you want to do with the rest of your life. But now, if you were looking for a more specific plan, we have a 5-step action plan for you. First, start off with self-assessment. Begin by evaluating your interests, skills, values, and personality traits. You could try taking a personality test, such as 16 personalities, to find what your strengths and weaknesses are. Based on this assessment, identify potential career paths that align with your interests and skills. Research these career options and gather information about the job market, potential earnings, and required qualifications to see if that career is a viable option for you. You could talk to professionals in those fields, attend workshops and seminars or job fairs to gain further insight. This is exactly what Oliver did, getting an internship in finance. You could do this with all sorts of careers that you want to be a part of, even if that is a trade school to something that requires a 4-year traditional education. Next, the third step is goal setting. Make sure that you establish both short and long-term career goals. Short-term goals might include obtaining relevant education or certifications, such as going to college or a specific trade school, while long-term goals may include advancing within your chosen field or transitioning to a new career based on what you're liking and what you dislike. The fourth step is action planning. Develop a step-by-step plan to achieve your career goals. This may include applying for internships, attending networking events, pursuing additional education, or updating your resume and cover letter. The fifth step and final step is reviewing and adjusting. Sometimes we find that careers aren't for us, and that's totally okay. You could be open to change and continuously monitor your progress towards what your career goals are and make adjustments as needed. Remember to stay informed about industry trends and be prepared to adapt to a changing job market and different conditions. Now we'll dive into specific career categories that might provide some inspiration for what you want to do in the future.
Thank you, Gabe. I'm going to be talking about some of the statistics on different careers, such as the fastest growing careers and some of the most in-demand careers. So for some of the fastest growing careers, our first sector is computer and information technology. This sector includes careers such as software developers, cybersecurity analysts, and network architects. This sector is projected to grow 10.5% from 2020 to 2030, adding roughly 546,200 new jobs. Our next sector is renewable energy. This sector includes careers such as solar panel installers, wind turbine technicians, and energy analysts. This sector is projected to grow 14.8% from 2020 to 2030, adding roughly 127,500 new jobs. Next, we have some of the most in-demand jobs, which include trade jobs, such as an electrician, a car mechanic, or a plumber. Now, obviously, technology is advancing very quickly in the modern day. However, jobs that you do with your hands will always be in high demand because technology cannot replace that. So trade school is becoming a very popular option. You can go to trade school, you can get out quickly, and you can start making a lot of money, and it can be very viable, especially if you have some of those skills that not many people have.
Thanks so much for sharing some of those fast-growing career areas. Now, while you could be anything from an artist to a zoologist, it becomes important to factor in expenses and what you're going to need to pay to make sure you can make a living. While it might be nice to do what you're passionate about, you also need to find a balance to make sure that you're able to pay for basic expenses. Did you know that in the United States, the average monthly expense per living is $3,189?
What?
Those bills aren't paying for themselves, which is why it's important to consider the financial aspects of all jobs. While passion and interests are essential and fulfilling in a career, financial security also plays a significant role in overall job satisfaction. By considering the impact of financial viability of your chosen career path, you can ensure that you're able to meet your financial goals and maintain a comfortable lifestyle. In today's fast and ever-evolving job market, it's crucial to consider the financial potential of your chosen career path. By researching industry trends and the long-term financial prospects of various careers, you can future-proof your career plans and minimize the risk of any financial instability. When planning your career, make sure that you gather information about the average salaries, earning potential, and growth opportunities within your chosen field. Don't forget to factor in elements like student debt, because that can also have a significant impact on your future career earnings. This will help you develop a realistic understanding of your financial prospects and make an informed decision about your career path. In addition to potential earnings, it's essential to factor in the cost of education and training required for your chosen career. This includes tuition fees, living expenses, and potential student loan debt, as we mentioned before. By weighing the financial investment against potential earnings, you can make informed decisions about whether a particular career path is financially viable. And you also have to keep in mind that in the United States, the average tax wedge is 28.4%, meaning that you're not necessarily taking all of that paycheck back home. Additionally, when you want to start saving for retirement, you might want to consider cutting 10 to 15% of your paycheck to make sure you're prepared in the future after your career.
Career planning does not end after you secure a job, it's an ongoing process. For example, after you retire, you still need to have enough money to be able to live off of. I'm going to share with you 3 main ways that many employees will do this. First, you can have a personal IRA, which stands for Individual Retirement Account. This is an account where you can dedicate however much of your income you want, and you can invest it into different securities or bonds that will grow over time and help you have money for the future. Additionally, a 401k, which is usually a plan that many employers will offer, is where a certain percent of your salary within a company will go into a retirement account that will help you have available money for the future. Finally, each U.S. resident is taxed 6.2% on their income, which goes into a Social Security account. Now, basically, this means that from every paycheck you get, 6.2% will be saved for later. It will be money that will be available for you when you retire in your Social Security account, which will help you pay for basic things like rent, car payments, and groceries.
Now, don't be surprised if your first paycheck is much less than what you expected, because a lot of other factors from taxes to retirement funds and Social Security can make a significant impact. Just make sure that when you start getting paid, you adjust your budget accordingly.
Fun fact, the average person changes jobs 12 times in their working life.
Thanks so much, Oliver, for joining us today. We learned a lot about what exactly career planning is, how to get started, what fields you might want to consider, and all of the important factors such as planning after your career for retirement. Tune in next time on the Money Smarts for Kids podcast.